Iruma might be in the biggest trouble he's ever been in. Due to events in past chapters involving interference between the human and demon worlds caused by Iruma and Ameri, Iruma is now being questioned for possibly being human. Oh, hell no! If this is proven, it would destroy everything he has built in the demon world. His efforts, his friendships, and worst of all, Sullivan could be executed for breaking demon laws so severely. Chapter 427 starts inside a Demon Border Patrol conference room, where the higher-ups are discussing the recent incidents involving Iruma and Ameri. The focus is on the Great Beyond Gate and what exactly happened during that event. If you remember from the last chapter, the gate opening was a massive deal because it connected directly to that mysterious space between worlds. The same flower field where Iruma, Ameri, and Ali-san found themselves stranded. The team has already gathered reports and statements from Barbados and Mephisto, and Opera gives them testimony on behalf of both Iruma and Ameri. All the statements line up. According to them, nothing unusual was seen on the other side, just a strange space. No clear thread or visible mechanism. On paper, everything seems normal. But that's exactly where Fenrir, the vice chief, steps in. At this moment, he points out the real issue. If everything was so normal, then why did the Great Beyond Gate open at all? For ages, countless demons have tried to open it using the Demon King's key, and none of them succeeded. No matter the method or the keyhole, the gate never reacted. We saw in chapter 418 that even the door in the world between worlds only responded to Iruma specifically, pulling him in while leaving Ameri behind. But lo and behold, Iruma of Babels opened it with ease. Fenrir makes it clear that this is not something that can be brushed aside as a coincidence. The problem gets even worse when Iruma's background is brought up. His origin is unknown. His bloodline ability is unknown. There are no records of his parents or where he was born. This is especially suspicious because Demon Society is obsessed with bloodlines and family history. What is known is that he suddenly appeared in the demon world as Sullivan's grandson, despite having no blood connection to him. And on top of that, Sullivan himself has a history of being suspected for illegally leaving the demon world. Remember that Sullivan had to summon Iruma from the human world in the very first chapter. The Border Patrol knows this, and now all of these suspicious details are piling up at the worst possible time. And when all of these details are placed together, the room goes silent. At that moment, Iruma would have been banished without a second thought if Henri had not stepped in with a clutch save. Prime Casillas level. Jokes aside, Henri backs his future son-in-law without hesitation and shuts down the rush to judgment. He reminds everyone that they can't jump to conclusions based on suspicion alone. He insists that while Iruma's origin may be controversial, the way he lives in the netherworld matters. This is huge because Henri is not just anyone. He's the chief of the Demon Border Patrol, and his word carries weight. Henri then points out that Iruma has attended Babels openly, risen in rank, and earned the respect of high-ranking demons. He questions whether a human could realistically live this peacefully in the netherworld without being exposed, especially while holding his current rank and being surrounded by demons who think highly of him. The room agrees with Amri's logic, but the concern doesn't disappear. They admit that the lack of concrete information is still a serious problem and that the investigation has to continue. This means Iruma isn't safe yet. He's essentially on probation now, with powerful demons watching his every move. One misstep, one piece of evidence that confirmed their suspicions, and everything falls apart. Fenrir then asks Henri directly, if Iruma truly turns out to be human, would he act as the chief of the Demon Border Patrol, or would he try to protect the boy? This question forces Henri to choose between his duty and his family, and he just answers straight up. When the time comes, he will fulfill his duty. Whether he actually means this, or just saying it to buy time, we just don't know it yet. But knowing Henri and how much he has grown to care for Iruma through Ameri, this could become one of the most painful conflicts in the entire series. The discussion ends and everyone leaves. As Henri walks out, he tells everyone not to enter his room for the next 2 hours, saying he's got something important to take care of. That turns out to be a private meeting between father and daughter. Henri speaks with Ameri about the incident, and Ameri tells him about the other world they saw, which felt similar to what she already knew from Henri's past stories. She explains that they were teleported to a place filled with flowers, and after that, a portal to another world opened. This connects directly to what we saw in chapter 418, where Ameri recognized those summer flowers as her mother's favorite. The fact that Henri also knows about this place suggests he has some history with it. possibly through his connection with Maurice. Henri tells her that the flower field is called the Great Unknown Hill. He then shifts the conversation to Ameri's mother, Maurice. Ameri admits she never tried to learn more about her because her father always seemed too lonely to ask. She was only told that her mother had an illness. This has always been a mystery in the series, by the way. We know almost nothing about Maurice except that she loved those rare flowers. The fact that those flowers only exist in the space between worlds raises massive questions about who Maurice really was. Henri explains that this was not the full story, and now he's ready to tell her everything. The chapter ends with a flashback showing a young Henri just joining the Demon Border Patrol. Another short chapter, and this arc might not be as action heavy as the others, but the stakes are clearly high. Iruma is now the prime suspect for being human, and the Border Patrol, along with several higher-ups, are officially keeping an eye on him, watching his every move. And now let's not forget Barl. That guy is genuinely unhinged, which only makes things worse. I do have a theory though. Iruma might be half demon. I mentioned this before, when he used the Loki form, and Loki himself was a half-giant in Norse mythology. That parallel feels intentional by the author, especially since Nishi loves mythological references. If Iruma has demon blood in him somewhere, it would explain why he can use the ring, why he can absorb mana, and why the demon world seems to accept him. Either that, or we're getting close to the end of the manga where Nishi finally has to reveal all of the secrets he's been building up until now. And something else that doesn't sit quite right with me, why the hell would Sullivan take a random human child from Earth and bring him to the Netherworld? Could Iruma be the reincarnation of Delkira? And if Iruma gets exposed, how would everyone around him react? I don't know, guys. I've said my piece right now. I want to hear what you think. Please leave me in the comments your theories, anything you might have found interesting about the chapter, and of course, what you might expect from the future of the series. I really want to hear you guys out, and of course, when the next chapter drops, we'll be right here to break it down. And hey, if you made it this far into the video, why not drop a like on it? And maybe you can subscribe. Anyway, I'll stop rambling for now. I'll see you guys soon. This has been Shown Excel. Goodbye.